Hello, Internet, and welcome to Behind the Meme. And in today's episode, we're talking about Cloverfield Paradox. That's the meme. No, I'm kidding. Welcome to Please Don't live stream. I don't know if you two know about the Behind the Meme thing.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Okay. It's a meme thing. Whatever. No, but welcome back to episode 16 of Please Don't Livestream. The Cloverfield conundrum, because we're not only talking about Cloverfield Paradox, although I guess we're going to focus on that, but we're going to talk a little bit about the franchise in general. And I guess we could start with just to get a baseline. What do you two think about the first two movies? Just in a few words. Start with you, Christopher.
I think the second one is a great movie. I think the first one is fun. It's a fun movie. That's what I would say.
I love the original Cloverfield, and I hated 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh.
Why?
Because it would...
Explain yourself!
You said a few words, so...
Okay. Oh, and I can tell you, I enjoy the first one. I think it's a really fun movie, really entertaining movie, and I really liked 10 Cloverfield Lane. That was one of my top 10 movies of 2016, at least. So yeah, then I just in very few words, Martin, why didn't you like 10 Cloverfield Lane? I'm just curious. I didn't know that, actually. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I watched it with you, and I told you afterwards that I didn't like it.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But why? Tell it to me, because I don't...
Exactly. Tell it to Christopher.
I don't have to tell you anything.
Okay.
I felt it didn't do anything for me. I wasn't, I didn't feel any of the suspense. I thought the plot of that movie is he telling the truth or not?
Yes.
And that didn't work for me because Cloverfield, I know that it's going to be something, because they're not... They can't afford to piss on the audience like that. I had that in the back of my mind the whole movie.
I don't think there was really a Cloverfield audience. I mean, it was 8 years after the first one.
Yeah, and that's another one of my concerns. Why?
But okay, if we put it like this, if it wasn't, if it had the same name as it was called in the beginning, The Cellar.
Yeah.
Would you like
cut
it
out
then?
the last 10 minutes?
Yeah. No. If you just keep it as is, but just didn't have the Cloverfield name.
Yeah, as a movie
connection.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have liked it then either, because I thought the whole thing with the spoiler alert spaceship and that shit in the end, I thought it was kind of lame. The whole movie felt kind of lackluster.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
I did not.
I'm learning so much about you, Martin.
Yeah. And I don't get why I'm usually all for sequels if I feel like there's a interesting world to expand on. I'm usually all for sequels.
Okay. But not this one.
Cloverfield, yeah, you could do so much with that, but I don't feel like there has to be a sequel. I can't come up with a good idea for a sequel to Cloverfield, and obviously, Bad Robot can't. So,
well, I like 10 Cloverfield Lane, and I even to some degree enjoy that ending, because I'm not sure what the original ending was. I don't think it was just her getting out of there. I think there was supposed to be some kind of twist. I just think that the whole action scene of her destroying the spaceship was a little much.
Yeah, her becoming Ripley is like, yeah.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, because it's based on a book loosely.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the book's called, but the ending of the book is that she gets out of there and get the realization that he had only kidnapped her and lied all the time.
Oh,
And then she
no.
gets in a car and drives home and gets to the city and it's in ruins.
Yeah.
And that's where the book ends.
Yeah, and that's also
Okay.
a thing. It wasn't a Cloverfield project from the beginning. They
No.
bought the rights and basically added like 10 pages of script to make it a Cloverfield, which also makes it crappy, in my opinion.
They did the exact same thing with the third one, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Well, yeah. I just want to say, we'll get to the third one. I just wanted to say that I always like turn the movie off right after she gets out. She rips. I don't know if you remember she rips her suit and quickly like tapes it up, and then she jumps up and stands on the car just to get a look, get a view.
Mm-hmm.
And she sees a spaceship off in like the distance, and she says, "Oh crap." I thought that would have been a perfect ending, because kind of the same as getting to the city and it's in ruins. Because then that would be great. That whole ending with the action that is just stupid. Her running around, but other than that, I think that is a great movie. It is. I will say that it kind of diminishes the more times you watch it. I rewatched it this morning actually, and I mean I knew the twists. I knew what was going to happen, so it wasn't as exciting, but it was still. I mean, I still enjoy the acting. I still enjoy the sets. I still enjoy the camera work, it's still an exciting movie. But the first time I saw it in the theaters. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat, and that only happens like once every, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. That was like one of those movies where I stopped breathing. Every time something happens, like
I can imagine it being a great movie to watch in this, like in a cinema, and in that environment. Sure.
Well, not just that, just experiencing it for the first time, because up until she gets out of there, at least I didn't have any idea if he was lying or if he was telling the truth, and I was constantly as paranoid as they were about it.
I would say I only seen it once. I never really watched it, actually. But I'd say it was the same for me. I very early on forgot it was a Cloverfield movie, and didn't think about there's gonna be a monster. I was just I really didn't know until the end, and that's refreshing. It's not often in a movie where you can go like until the last 15 minutes and still not be sure. And that's
still wondering what is going to happen.
It really got to me, and I really liked it for that. And I haven't rewatched it, so I don't know if it diminishes, but
it probably will a little bit, because you do know what's going to happen. So but still a great movie.
I don't agree.
No, you don't. But so and the whole thing about why they call it Cloverfield Lane. Or 10 Cloverfield Lane. That was it was basically just a marketing ploy because J.J. Abrams saw it. He said, "Hey, you have a great movie on your hands here, but no one's ever going to watch it." I think we have a third guest. Hello? Well, maybe not.
Well,
and he said no one's going to watch it. How about I give you these pages? We add a little bit to the ending, and we call it Cloverfield. And I said, "Oh, okay." And they probably got the budget they needed and all that. It was probably kind of like a bear hug, you know. There he is. Can you hear us? Gabbe.
Hey.
Well, I really thought that the second one set the precedence that Cloverfield is not. It's a series of movies that doesn't have anything with each other to do. It's just a series of
loosely connected.
I didn't even say
movies.
I wouldn't even go that far. That was loosely connected. I would just say these are a kind of movie with a kind of feeling, and the only thing they have in common is the name. I really thought that they were going for something like that. I'm trying to remember if something else like that exists.
Not really in movies, because what you're
No.
talking about is it's basically an anthology,
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
like
exactly.
Twilight Zone or Tales from the Crypt. Like
Yeah,
each
exactly.
episode is a new adventure.
I thought they were actually I thought the second one set the precedence. Like, this is what we're going to do. Yeah, Halloween was supposed to be like that. Yeah.
Yes, after the third,
Something
and
like
that would have
that.
been so cool, but
Yeah, would have been great. And then, yeah.
Well, there is one.
movies later.
Yeah, there is another like sort of anthology that they wanted to start, but I don't think anthology movies work. Hey, we have someone in the chat. Yeah, Creep Show, exactly. All Walks of Film is in the chat. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a great little channel. That's fun. Oh, anyway, welcome to the chat. Yeah, there is do you remember the movie Devil about the people in the elevator?
Oh yeah, that shit show.
Yeah. Oh, I kind of like it. Oh,
I
whatever,
hate
whatever.
it.
I kind of like
That
it,
was.
so.
Yeah, exactly. There you are. Hello. That was supposed to be an anthology because in the beginning of that movie, before the credits, it says The Night Chronicles.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be M. Night Shyamalan's like big project where he produces a bunch of horror movies. Yeah, exactly. Oh, my sister is in the chat as well. Hello. Yes, she loved Devil. She gets it. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that failed as well. So maybe anthologies just don't work. Because as we will find out as we get to the Cloverfield paradox, this anthology is not going to work either. Let's do a quick catch up though before we get to the paradox. Just quickly, Gabe, what do you think about the first two Cloverfield movies?
I kind of liked both of them, to be honest. I mean, I think I was like 17 when the first one came out.
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah. Oh, I was 18.
Oh, okay. I don't know how old you are.
I was 1 year younger than you guys. But I mean, I remember all the commercials and the trailers for that, and I thought it was really exciting. But I mean, I think it was a solid movie. But the second one, I kind of enjoy more, except for the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, most people would agree on that, I think.
It was really good, like a thriller, suspense movie. But then it kind of lost the plot towards the end. Yeah,
especially, like we talked about before, especially the last like 10-15 minutes where it becomes a sci-fi action movie. It feels really tacked on, which it is. So, but yeah,
I had some expectations for the third part.
Sure, yeah, me too. Yeah, let's get into the paradox here, the conundrum. I'd heard about the third one. They've been talking about it for a while, and how they, just like with 10 Cloverfield Lane, had acquired a movie already. What it was going to be called, The God Particle. And then they turned it into another Cloverfield movie. And I was like, well, it worked the last time. Maybe it'll work this time as well. And we didn't see any trailers until the day it actually released. So I was really excited for it, and I purposefully, because I couldn't watch it when it came out, because I was out in the forest. So when I came home, I purposefully didn't watch any reviews because I really wanted to. I really wanted to experience it the way I'd experienced the first two ones. Unfortunately, it kind of super sucked.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would say it isn't bad, but it isn't good.
I wrote down notes while I watched the movie, and I'm looking at them now.
Yeah. Well, I just want to tell All Walks of Film here in the chat. He's asking, it wasn't going to be a theatrical release. I don't know actually if God Particle was supposed to be a theatrical release.
No, it wasn't.
I don't think so. No,
I looked it up. It wasn't supposed to be from like not even from pre-production stage.
Wait, what? Okay. Well, that's lucky because it looks terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had some notes. Yeah, you're probably the only one with notes. So you start.
And I wrote these down as the movie went on. So a couple of them are like not time coded, but basically time coded. But
Okay.
I'll start from the beginning.
Sure.
And I wrote tired zombie movie intro. Natural resources gone.
Yeah. Yeah, and
right off the bat, you know that this is going to be a boring, like run-of-the-mill movie when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just to intercut there, the fact that they tell us this twice. First, you have the intro with all the newscast and all that telling us, oh, there's talks of war, oil wars, blah blah blah, energy, and then when they sit in the car and she gets her phone call, she starts telling us again that, oh, well, we have no energy, we have no oil, blah blah blah. They want me to go to space.
Exactly, and they're in queue.
We just found out. We know.
And they're in queue to go like get gas
to the gas station, and then the power shuts down.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's such like sloppy, tired writing, and I also have that's a bit further down the line in my notes, but I wrote down the Damon Lindelof School of Writing a Movie.
well, he's not involved at all.
Yeah, so. I know, but it's the same. It's the same like principle of writing a movie and the Damon Lindelof principle of writing a movie is you have a mystery and you answer, and you instead of answering that mystery, you solve it with another mystery, and when the audience wants to know, okay, but how are you going to tie this up? With the mystery, and it goes on, and this movie really had a couple of those moments. So it's the Damon Lindelof School of Writing a Movie.
But that's also, I don't know if any of you have seen the kind of infamous TED Talk that J.J. Abrams gave, where he basically says that, oh, well, movies are mystery boxes. We just throw a bunch of shit in there and see what people like, and we don't really have to answer any questions because it's the mystery that is fun. So I think those two, they kind of work on the same. They have the same style almost.
They have a bad influence on each other.
Yeah, maybe. Well, yeah, they did do Lost, so
especially Damon Lindelof. He's a bad apple.
Yeah, I know. I have here some info from the chat. All Walks of Film saying, I read this article on Vice about straight to Netflix being the new trend of B-grade movies similar to the straight to DVD market. Yeah, well, that is kind of what this is. Yeah. I mean, there are definitely some good Netflix movies. I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore was a great movie last year.
I saw The King of Polka. It was fun.
It was fun. I saw this one, what was it called? A Stupid and Futile Gesture, about the guys that started National Lampoons. It was pretty good.
Oh.
But yeah.
Comedy flick that was recent with the guy from Workaholics. How We Met. It's like a time-traveling comedy.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Is that any good?
I enjoyed it. I would say you won't be disappointed, because if you like that actor, you will.
Okay, well.
Adam Devine, then you will like it, basically.
Yeah. And yeah, All Walks of Film saying Okja. I personally didn't like Okja, but it's definitely not like a B-grade straight to DVD movie. That could have been a cinematic release.
But I think Netflix, I think it's a bubble.
I don't know. I don't know. They do kind of cater to their audience, though.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But the thing is, they are releasing so many like original things, like shows, TV shows, and movies, and it's bound to lose quality.
Yeah, because they just buy anything. They even joke about that in South Park.
Yeah.
But so far, most of the movies, or at least the ones I've seen, have been sort of good. There's been a few that I didn't like. I
liked Bright.
I
liked it. I didn't hate it. I mean,
no, I liked it. It was I don't know, 6 out of 10. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely a 6 out of 10.
It was way better than Cloverfield.
Oh yes. Oh, please.
Yes.
It's definitely better than Cloverfield. But there are a few really bad eggs, like what's called The Open House, Cloverfield,
Fuller House.
yeah, Fuller House. But that's more that's the TV shows. I
Yeah.
don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. If we're only talking movies.
Yeah, all walks of film agrees. He thought Bright was surprisingly better than what the critics said.
Yeah.
Sure, I agree. That got so bad reviews. I don't know why. It was fine. It was fine.
I think it's because of Will Smith, actually, because he hadn't had such great success the last movies he's been in.
Yeah.
No, that's true. His star has kind of faded a bit, which is sad because in that movie he was good. He was kind of Will Smith again.
Yeah,
But yeah, with the Cloverfield paradox though, it feels like the quality of Netflix movies have like lowered, like abruptly just gone down a couple notches. Because that is, I don't know.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oh, the movie was so full of like tropes and cliches. It's just like, but the biggest problem is they throughout the whole movie they tried so hard to make us like the characters. Like they tried to sell us the characters, but they didn't give them any backstory. And they made them do stupid choices so you wouldn't root for them. I'm mostly thinking about the main character. I Hamilton, right?
Yeah, Hamilton.
Yes,
Yeah.
Eva Hamilton.
I wrote down in my notes here. I'm gonna kill my other self in this dimension and possibly jeopardize the mission. Parentheses. Are we rooting for her? Question
Well,
mark.
she never explicitly said she's gonna.
No, she never says that, but that's her intent.
I don't know. I was kind of thinking about that too. Maybe she was
because
gonna like.
the captain even says it. You know that there's another Hamilton down there.
Yeah, I know.
Like I don't care.
I don't care. She wants to warn her.
Yeah, exactly.
She's willing to sacrifice herself so that the other Hamilton can.
Yeah.
That was how I saw it, but
yeah.
Okay.
Then again, I'm a freaking idiot, so.
I was asking the same questions, but I came to the same conclusion as Gabba, that probably she's just gonna go there, warn them not to put in the power cell, and then I don't know, go live on an island or something.
Oh yeah, the power cell. I completely forgot that because
that was such a
told us.
That was such a
yeah.
I felt that was such a very specific explanation to how the children died. It wasn't the fire, the accident. It was I installed the power cell so they could have some reading light when they do their homework.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You could of course do it like that, but it did feel too specific. Like they were trying to like tell us, don't worry, we did figure it out. They haven't just died of the scary Hollywood disease that only kills wives and children. This is actually a proper death, if you will.
Yeah.
But beautiful death when you think about it. She was that she how you call it? She just shoe Coppola? How do you say it in English?
Hot wire.
Yeah.
Yes, hot wired from some station to get a reading lamp, and they died. They burned to death.
Yeah, that's so terrible.
I mean,
it's like a sci-fi version of Manchester at Sea. That would have been a better movie. That would have been a much better movie.
That's an interesting pitch for a movie, actually.
It's Manchester by the Sea, but 1,000 years in the future.
I think my biggest problem with the whole movie, it's not the only problem, obviously, but the biggest was that the way the people died and the things happened.
Yeah.
It felt like there was like they made a monster movie, like a monster is taking them out one by one.
Yeah.
But then they just removed the monster. So it's just why are they dying one by one?
Well, it's like this.
Yeah, like halfway through.
Behind it.
like halfway through the movie, they had like an alien or whatever, and then just an executive walked on to set and said, "That looks stupid. Take that out."
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it was like the alternate dimension just wanted to kill them. That was super weird. And we have another in the chat here. It says, I think the power cell thing was just another example of incredibly clumsy writing. And yeah, exactly. It's very
the Damon Lindelof School of Writing. This is a thing.
No, I wouldn't say his way of writing is clumsy.
But it is.
No, I think it's confusing, but not clumsy. Anyway,
it's super clumsy.
This person also has an example here, a quote. The one where the new girl, the stuck in the wall, she says,
Jensen.
"You're just like Jensen." Yeah, exactly. You're just like her, but sadder. Yes, my kids died. yeah. It's like, wow, okay.
Speaking of Jensen, I have another note.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
The note is, the girl from the other dimension was evil. What a surprise!
Yeah,
and that takes me to another point.
Okay.
That this was like a super bad episode of Star Trek. I have and it's funny because J.J. Abrams and the Kelvin and the timeline and whatever.
But just quickly.
The mirror. They basically end up in the mirror universe, and if you have seen Star Trek, the mirror universe is Spock with a beard, and he's evil. It's basically a mirror universe where there's no there's no Federation. Mm-hmm. There's an empire, the Terran Empire. The planet Earth is basically one big dictatorship, and they hate aliens and wants to wipe them out. And this is basically that.
Yeah.
I must say that yes, the person from the other dimension is evil, but still, I think Jensen is the only acceptable character in this movie. I thought she was kind of good.
Really? She didn't do that much.
No. I meant the character is written good. Like it's a good motivation and it's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Exactly.
Doing what she's doing and how that works. But
I don't agree. But yeah. Sorry. Finish.
He's staying compared to the others, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's just
the
bad.
Exactly.
The problem with this movie and lots of movies these days is that you see the framework. You don't see a believable character. You see, that's the motivation. You know,
yeah, sure, yeah.
Like you
see the entire movie was like that. The entire movie was like that. You can clearly see where they have inserted this thing because this should happen now in a sci-fi movie. Yeah. How they
that's the problem.
It would be a great movie to show.
Should happen.
It would be a great movie to show in film school. Like, this is like the framework, all bare naked. This is how you kind of write a stupid movie.
Exactly. These are all the things you need to put into your movie. Just do it better.
You need to, exactly.
Martin, I have to ask you. We have from the chat again. All Walks of Film said it's not as bad as the frog episode of Voyager. Do you know what episode that is?
No, I haven't gotten that far because I think Voyager is the worst Star Trek series. But I've only seen I'm trying to watch all of it, but I've only managed to watch 10 episodes so far. So I haven't seen that, but now I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think I want to check out the frog episode.
And another on the Star Trek thing.
Okay.
It looks like the character Tam has a Starfleet patch on her uniform.
That's the shiny
thing. I can't verify it, but it looked like a Starfleet.
I don't know what the Starfleet thing looks like.
The Star Trek symbol.
Oh, okay.
Like an arrow?
Yeah, sort
exactly.
of like an arrow. And
Did you
also,
making your point, Christopher?
Huh?
Did you finish making your point? Because you were talking about the character, then.
Oh no, I was finished.
Sorry about
okay.
No, I was finished.
Oh, and I have just quickly. I have an update from the chat. It's not the frog episode; it's the lizard episode.
Okay.
That doesn't sound as exciting, but I still want to watch it.
Is it a Gorn, perhaps?
No, they can't.
I don't know. Yeah.
No. Anyway,
The Gorn is awesome.
This
the
movie
Gorn
was
is awesome.
super predictable.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have watched the big sci-fi movies that's been released the last decade, two that's come to mind that has the same plot, that the energy on Earth is, the renewable energy is like fading away, and there's no energy left. The two that comes to mind for me is Sunshine,
Yeah.
Stellar.
Oh yeah, Interstellar. Yeah, exactly.
Two movies have in common a shitty ending.
Yeah, I
Someone
would agree.
that goes a bit crazy at the end.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's a typical trope in a sci-fi movie. I would also like on a more like horror aspect. The horror aspect of the movies, it definitely resembles two of my favorite sci-fi movies, Event Horizon and Pandorum, which kind of resembles each other as well. So, this movie is just a mishmash of sci-fi like cliches and tropes.
Yeah.
And they don't do them well.
Exactly. They took like the worst parts from those movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, it was kind of beautiful of how bad it was. The exposition TV interview.
Oh God!
Because when we saw that, I saw that with my girlfriend, and then she leaned over and said, "I think that will happen." It's like,
you think?
yeah. I mean, it's such a stupid thing. They just telling you straightforward, like 10 minutes in.
That was stupid, but I was so happy to see Donald Logue. So
Yeah,
I kind of
like Donald Logue.
You mean that part? Yeah.
Yeah. He even says it could be demons, monsters, creatures
monsters.
from the sea. Yeah, sea monsters.
Yeah, it was like, how long? When was that in the movie? Couldn't be more than 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
No. It's
first
like
10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
First 10 minutes. They're like, this is exactly what's going to happen.
Yes,
no question about it.
There's so many like those moments are littered through this movie. I actually, in my notes.
Go ahead.
I wrote down, let's shut down the oxygen. I'm sure it'll work later. That was like, it's so many of those like kind of.
And he comments that it will blow up, right?
Yeah.
It could destroy not only Earth but like the universe.
Yeah.
And you know this bad movie version of Alex Jones. You know this, right?
Yeah.
That's basically what it was.
Yeah, true. I mean, and also the fucking arm.
Yeah. Where's my bloody arm? I wrote. And then I wrote, oh, there it is.
and even though it was like, it got sucked into the other dimension, which we later find out it's just another version of reality. Why does the arm live? How can it live?
Yeah. I think we were giving the movie too much credit, because we were talking about like, I think maybe he is like, it's time shifted, so he is moving it from later in the movie. He will realize that he can move the arm and tell himself.
That would have been cool, but they didn't do that.
No, exactly. We gave it too much credit.
But
wait a minute.
Now
think about it. So it's his arm, right?
Yeah.
So it should be from the reality where he lost the arm, not the other reality, right? So how the fuck do we know that the Russian had the thing in his stomach?
It could be that both Mundys, that character, both Mundys get their arm lopped off in the wall, and their arms kind of switch dimension, maybe. So the arm from their dimension ended up in ours, and his arm ended up in theirs. And that could be why
we're having this conversation.
That could be, listen. That could be why that arm knows more than our arm would have done.
The arm knows more.
Yeah, because there was a little arm brain in it. Otherwise, it wouldn't have worked.
Of course, the arm brain. How could I forget?
Don't you have an arm brain, Martin?
But I actually do think there was a good idea somewhere in the writing process that was written out.
Sure.
Or on the editing floor, because in the arm that comes back, the severed arm, it actually has a bandage that he didn't have when he lost the arm.
Yeah.
But he did though, or he had a bandage. I don't know which arm it was, because when they play foosball, you can see that he has a bandage on his hand. So I don't know, because I didn't think about that. But now that you mentioned it,
now that we're talking about the stupid shit in this movie,
yeah,
the looks fine to me scene when the fucking eye goes.
Oh yeah.
But I just gotta say, we have
to sell that as a scary scene. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe my eyes, if you will.
I have to say, I thought that was a little creepy because, like, things happening with my eyes or just like happening with my nails, little details on the body, I think is fucking disgusting. So I thought it was icky as fuck. I just gotta say, for me personally,
I only saw the Steve Buscemi looks fine to me meme.
Oh,
when that happened.
Sure. In the chat though,
the Tattle wrote.
Oh, you saw the chat. Yeah, Tattle saying that the arm moves because of muscle memory. Well, I understand the idea, but it's still cut off. There's no circulation. There's no nerves left. It doesn't really work.
I mean, I don't have problem that the arm works.
Not really. Because
my issue is more how the fuck did that arm know that?
Yeah.
Because Schmidt should have known that about the files then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so confusing.
I do like that because I've been reading like theories about the movie because I wanted to see if someone could make sense of a lot of this stupid shit.
Yeah.
And I like that most of the explanations are like, another dimension. And more, no, just like the room that's filled with water.
Yeah.
I heard one theory was, why is it filling with water? A theory was, well, because the other space station crashed in water, and it's
Well, then the whole station should be
that's the whole explanation. But how does that make any sense? Because it's like in the same dimension. Yeah, because
it was a condensation.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be condensation. But that is a lot of fucking condensation.
Yeah.
We have here also in the chat though about the muscle memory thing, which I think is pretty accurate. Muscle memory can't write; it can't move. It would just twitch like.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
it did twitch. They just were smart enough to put a pen in it.
And Brian wrote up.
Just twitched the right way.
Yeah, well, maybe. Who knows? It's another dimension, Christopher.
Yeah,
we don't know how it works. We don't know how it works.
But I think the problem is, I actually had really, great expectation for this movie because of the cast. I think
it's a great cast.
Yeah,
arguably the best cast in a Cloverfield movie.
Yeah, I know some people was like, oh, they had no recognizable actors, which is just stupid. They have Daniel Bruhl. They have what's he called? The British guy.
O'Dowd.
Yes, Chris O'Dowd. Yeah,
and the guy that played Martin Luther King, I think, wasn't he in Selma?
Yes. I am blanking on his name. David Oyelowo. Sorry.
And he had the girl from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon that was tagged.
Exactly. I thought that was really fun because I don't think I've seen her in a movie since House of Flying Daggers. But I guess she's mostly Chinese movies.
Both Schmidt and Jensen are from Marvel Universe too.
Yeah. Oh, Jensen is as well?
Yeah, Jensen is from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. She's the entire gold.
Yeah. Nebula.
No, not Nebula. The gold. She's entirely gold.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, her. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. All walks of film saying, yeah, Zhang Zi. That's the girl from Crouching Tiger. Yeah, it was fun seeing her.
I just checked the writer of this movie.
Was it?
Yeah.
No. Oren Uziel. I'm murdering his name, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's currently writing the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Yes!
And he wrote in 2010. He wrote the script for Mortal Kombat Rebirth and the Mortal Kombat TV series in 2013.
Yeah, that is Rebirth was sort of like a pilot for the TV show.
Yeah, and yeah, so the mystery is solved, I guess, because those movies can't be good. Well, I'll eat my hat if they're good.
It's a Mortal Kombat movie. It's gonna be good.
Again, I'm gonna defend the movie in one, but I mean, it wasn't good, but it wasn't terrible. I mean,
it was terrible. Everything was terrible.
I agree with you to a bit, like to a certain
degree.
Yeah, it's not like the worst movie I've seen, but it's so unimaginative.
I think the only thing that I was really impressed by, that I really liked, it was when they found Jensen in the wall. That entire scene was really great. I think
that was kind of cool.
It was a good scare, good drama. It was good.
That was only thinking Damon Lindelof. Oh, there's a girl in the wall. How did she get there? Let's answer that with another mystery. Fuck you.
I mean, I think that I'm agreeing with Christopher because I think that was the best part of the movie because it was a really big what the fuck moment.
Yeah,
and I thought,
well,
maybe this movie could be good.
And they really amped up, like, you thought, oh, this is gonna be a cool gory movie, like Event Horizon, for example. Like, oh, they're gonna go all out. Then no, they didn't.
No,
that was the
they gotta keep it PG-13.
Guys,
the only thing I really liked with this movie was the soundtrack, because it actually sounded like a movie score.
I didn't even know.
I don't really.
That was like the only thing I noticed. Oh, there's notes. There's like somebody try to write music, and you don't really get that.
No, not a lot these days. Black Panther had a good soundtrack, just to date this.
But that was, I was listening to it. It was really good.
Yeah.
Admit it. You thought the worms were gonna be the monster from Cloverfield 1, didn't you? I was.
When that happened, I actually wrote in my notes, because up to that moment, I thought the movie was like, maybe this will be interesting. And I wrote, wouldn't this be a great alien movie?
Oh.
No more alien movies. Stop it.
Compare this to Alien Covenant. Which one is
no Alien
you
Covenant
must choose
wins. Alien Covenant wins.
It doesn't.
What?
No, it doesn't. I mean, I would watch Cloverfield Paradox thingy shimmy.
But I don't know.
I would rather watch this movie again than Alien Covenant.
Well, at least Alien Covenant looks good. And it has fucking Michael Fassbender playing the flute with himself. That is a great scene. If you want to talk great scenes in bad movies. No, I would have to say Alien Covenant over this, because this is just so cheap. It's so bland.
Yeah.
That was the thing I wanted to mention. The sets and kind of how they shot it. It definitely looks like a TV movie or like a pilot for a sci-fi series. It looks very plasticky.
I didn't think the sets were anything bad. The camera work was really like nothing special. Yeah, bland.
Yeah, the camera work was bland.
Yeah,
I thought it looked really good.
Yeah, I felt like the sets. It felt like if it had better cinematography, it could have been really cool to explore the space station, because it felt like someone in the set department really made an effort.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that
the only
there's
person that did.
What?
The only person that actually made
Yeah, it's the only person. Like,
I mean, even all the actors were like phoning it in.
Job.
Yeah, some of them really were.
Like Daniel, I don't think it was good at all.
No, he's a much better actor than that. I don't know what he was doing. Well, yeah, he was phoning it in. Yeah.
Chris O'Dowd as well.
He was. The
comic relief.
Yeah, there didn't need to be comic relief in this. I mean, when his like best friend on the ship, the Russian guy, when he like starts like spewing out worms and dies, he just says, "Well, at least we know where the worms went." What?
Yeah, we were talking about that. It felt like he was in a different genre of movie.
Yeah.
Yes,
like,
sort of.
Like he wandered in from another movie.
Yeah, from a comic sci-fi movie, he wandered in.
No. He wandered in from another dimension. There it is. There it is.
Also, with the dimension stuff, like, it didn't make sense. Also, like, did they change station? Did they jump to another station? Because like there was like video footage and stuff that was not on their original ship, but the original station didn't fire up the what was it called, the
Shepherd accelerator.
So they didn't fire up the Shepherd. So I mean, what happened?
Yeah, they do switch stations, because we see the picture of the astronauts they have Jensen on there. They have the video footage, the reports that Daniel Bruhl got. Everything is from the other dimension. So yeah, they must have switched stations.
But why is
like
that?
You say, why can that fire up?
Yeah. It's just
like
all of these questions are like different dimensions. That's the answer. It's like, what?
Yeah, but
how?
but that does not make sense. If their station was never finished, how can they fire up the Shepherd thing?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I like the 3D printer they had in the movie. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for some reason have the blueprint for a gun. Why did that have a blueprint for a gun?
No,
well, that's right. You send up to a space station where people are going to be isolated for a couple of years.
Yeah,
let's send up some blueprints for a gun.
I was thinking about Armageddon when they have the gun in one of the space stations.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, this movie makes Armageddon look good.
And maybe I'm just not.
Armageddon had Aerosmith.
Well, yeah, I suppose. No, they're good. It's not a good song, but they're a good band. But I was thinking about the gun. I just thought about it right now. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Did the gun have like a different kind of firing mechanism, or did they 3D print gunpowder as well? I don't get it.
Who cares? It's a movie.
But I mean, it's another dimension.
I mean, to be fair, there are actually blueprints on the internet right now.
Yeah, I don't dispute that.
Yeah, exactly. No, he could have just downloaded it or whatever.
It makes more sense than the arm writing stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
It's horrible that you have to say that.
Also, another thing that I also read about the movie, like, these are the worst scientists in the world.
No,
like when they lose the Earth, I mean, nobody even like checks the stars or like, these are the constellations of the stars, so we should be here. Or no, nobody knows anything about that. They look out the window. Yep, it's gone.
To make another reference to Alien Covenant, I think that movie wins the stupidest scientists / colonists in the galaxy prize.
I would call it a tie, but that's just me.
Imagine all of those people on one ship together.
Oh my God, that would blow up the Earth. But I just
That's
from
a
the
movie
chat,
I would like to see, though. That's an interesting idea for a movie.
yeah,
Like they send up the most stupid people on Earth in one spaceship and like colonize. That's their only like.
You know what that
No.
sounds like? That sounds like Big Brother 3000.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just gonna say that. It's a what do you call it?
Reality.
Reality show in space. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
I'm still gonna pitch this to.
But I have to say from the chat here, yeah, there was also the comment about them being upside down in space when they saw what's it called, Cassiopeia, the star constellation. Yeah, what do you mean you're upside down? There is no upside down in space. There is no gravity. Oh, we're upside down. Oh, are you? There's no Earth. What do you mean you're upside down? Shut
On
up.
that note, when they were jumping in zero gravity in Paradox, that was fun.
Which scene?
When they were outside and jumped between two parts.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And there was gravity.
Well, there was a little gravity. That's the other dimensions. Just, you know.
Oh yeah, the other dimension with gravity in space. Yes, that one.
And here, yeah, a second. Yes, I'll read it. Tattle said something really good here. It's okay to make your own rules for a movie like this because it's sci-fi and you have another dimension. But when the rules are never made clear to the viewer, it's just lazy. And yes, that is
exactly.
The second dimension, the other dimension, doesn't have any rules. It was just, oh, worms in my stomach, other dimension. Oh, living arm, other dimension. Yeah, there was no rules. And if you're gonna do a movie like this, you can have a bunch of like unanswered questions, but the movie needs to follow a set of rules for us to follow along.
Yeah,
I'm just hearing the voice of Louis C.K. There should be a couple of rules.
Who?
Louis C.K.
Oh, Louis C.K. Okay. Well, if you want to talk about rules, we should have read the rules. I'm just saying. I'm just
so edgy.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, I had another because Donald Logue's character said monsters, beings from the sea, blah blah blah. Yeah. I had a moment where I thought, but wait, if that happens, wouldn't that mean that this is a prequel to the first Cloverfield? And I wrote, if this is a prequel, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, since he talks about
but I read in on IMDb that J.J. Abrams has a plan to tie everything together with a new movie, which is also like, fuck you, man.
That's what he says.
Yeah, Nazi monsters.
Yes, I saw that article about the World War II movie. But
that sounds really amazing. I would.
That could be fun if it's not like a big mystery. If it's just like, let's kill some monsters. I want to see that, definitely.
From the synopsis, the small synopsis is 2 American soldiers or British soldiers are paratrooping in on D-Day and goes behind the enemy lines and find out that the Nazis are using supernatural weapons.
What?
What really?
This is Cloverfield 4 coming out in October this year.
Oh my god!
That sounds almost like a Wolfenstein movie.
It has the name Overlord.
Oh well, Overlord. All Walks of Film saying it's coming in October and starring Daisy Ridley. Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yep.
It is. She's gonna be in it.
Yes.
Yeah. Doesn't she have like Star Wars money left? Does she have to make movies?
Well, she has to make like at least 15 more Star Wars movies. So
the same could be said for Samuel Jackson. I mean,
true.
He had money.
He's good at scheduling.
Well, that sounds like a horrible movie.
Yep.
No. Wait. Just
sounds way better than this. was.
Yes, because don't think about it as a Cloverfield movie. Don't think about it as it's the next movie in a franchise. Just think about that synopsis: hunting
It's like
hunting
Pacific
Nazi
Rim
monsters.
without robots, basically.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds fun. If they make it fun, if they make like, oh, it's a scary, gritty movie, then it's not going to be anything.
They're not gonna make it fun.
No, I know. No, because it's a Cloverfield movie.
I mean,
Yeah.
One thing though, I mean, this movie was way better than that piece of crap that we watched on the cinema last we were.
Oh, Geostorm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
I thought about Geostorm when Tam died. You know, because she was
flash frozen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a lot more fun with Geostorm though. I would definitely rewatch Geostorm.
Yeah, when I watched this, I just zoned out a couple of times.
Yeah,
You know,
I did that too. The second time I watched it, it was like
I wasn't like interested. I have to be honest. I only watched this because Tobias asked me to.
Well, yeah, I wanted you to be. I wanted you to be in the live stream because because it's fun, and also because I want to use this in our next episode of the Script Doctors, and this is a good time to shamelessly plug our new podcast.
Yeah.
Me and Martin have started a podcast. It's only one episode so far, called The Script Doctors, where we make better movies out of shitty Hollywood movies, basically, or franchises. You should really listen to it. It's just once a month, so it won't take up much of your time. And,
with hilarious results.
Yes. In our first episode, we fixed the Dark Universe. Like we have like 15 movies over 3 phases already planned out. So if anyone in Hollywood is listening to us, just call us. We'll fix that movie. We got to scrap the whole Tom Cruise thing though. But other than that, it's fine. We got it. And hopefully in March, I was thinking we're going to try and fix the Cloverfield.
I'm not sure how to.
Oh,
that's the problem.
I have some ideas. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
But anyway, so check out
this movie.
Yeah, well, that's you know what? That is the solution for every Hollywood franchise. But that one's it's not permissible in our Script Doctors podcast because then every episode is 5 minutes long.
They could have done so much things just to explain how the monster got to Earth.
You could, if just to like, if J.J. Abrams called me like tomorrow and like, yeah, we're scrapping the 10 Cloverfield Lane and the Paradox, we're scrapping those and letting you have a go.
Yeah,
at making a true sequel to Cloverfield. I would do something more along the lines of the first one. You know, I would do a sequel set like 40 years in the future. Do any of you remember that post-apoc movie with dragons? Do you know?
Rain of Fire.
Yeah, I would do something like that as a Cloverfield.
I actually like that movie.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember really liking it when I was a kid.
That's
I don't know.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, just want to say, Martin, save that for the podcast. Save it for the podcast. Okay, so Cloverfield Paradox.
I'm just gonna tell you something now. I read this earlier today, and it's a theory. It's like a very far-fetched theory, but it sounds bad enough to be J.J. Abrams' plan.
Okay.
So, and this is the theory hinges on why the next movie is set during World War II.
Oh my god!
So, I don't know. They have all these ARGs around these movies. Like you can find a lot of information and news clipping and stuff on the websites and whatever promo stuff. And in there's this Japanese company that's
show.
Yes, that's been prevalent in all of the movies. And they woke up the monster in the first one, and they created this Shepherd project in this one, in the third one.
Yeah.
So the really far-fetched theory is that they Also, yeah, in one of these ARG things, you can see that they were founded at 1945.
Oh, so that might be a true prequel.
Yeah, so World War II is when they are founded, and maybe the Japanese and the Germans are working together with these supernatural monsters, and it's all been leading up to. Yeah, you get it. There was one also like that. This was the big long con revenge scheme of the Japanese to build the Shepherd to rewrite history, so the Japanese and the Germans win World War II.
My brain hurts.
Oh yes. My god!
And as stated, it's far-fetched, but it's stupid enough to maybe be J.J. Abrams' plan, since he says everything will be tied together.
Yeah, Some of those things sounds kind of legit, but the whole long con revenge sounds very fan fiction. Yeah. Gotta say, it sounds very fan fiction. But who knows? Who knows?
At this point, they can do anything out.
No, exactly.
At least would explain this movie.
Yeah, but it kind of makes sense also if they because they were talking about this being like the big like the center movie, and that kind of makes sense because they say that this could have consequences both in the past and in the future.
Yeah.
So that could explain why. That could explain why it happened in 2008 and it also happened in 2016. Yeah.
When they said
it's going to happen in 1945. So
when that happened, I literally said "fuck you" to my screen.
You shouldn't talk to your screen, Martin. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
The Men in White.
Do you guys think that the other movies, like the first one and second one, if that's like the past is rewritten, or if that's different dimension? If is every movie a different dimension, or is like the past rewritten
dimension? I'm certain of it.
Okay.
Every movie. I mean, why did they fuck
But why?
Fucked it up. I mean, the two first movies make sense. I mean,
yeah.
The second one was an other perspective, an other point of view of what was happening.
Yeah.
Then this movie came, fucked it up. I feel like the guy in Planet of the Apes, the first one, damn it all to hell, you blew it up.
Yeah. You maniacs!
And the only thing that came to my mind now was, who cares?
Yeah, after this one, who cares? Who cares? Yeah. And also,
a Nazi monster movie would save it.
Yeah, if they pull that off,
Nazi monster movie.
If they pull that off, yes, I will accept it. I will, because it's not often we see Nazi monsters. Oh, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, and speaking of like, let's talk about the ending. If that takes place in the first dimension or second dimension, that thing, they were supposed to say that the ending is supposed to like explain. It was supposed to explain the first or the second one. I'm not sure, but if you think about it, that ending doesn't line up with any of the other movies.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And also, the monster is like 100 times bigger than the monster in the first one.
Yeah. There is some logic to that, because they do say in the behind the scenes footage of the first movie.
Yeah, it's an infant.
Yeah, it's an infant. So the size makes sense, but it doesn't make sense temporally. It doesn't make sense in the timeline.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look alike.
I mean, it
kind of does, but I think the CGI looks worse in this than it does in the original.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah, but in the first one they did it the right way. Like they don't show the monster that much.
Yeah.
No, when you see it's like a leg or an arm or something, and that and your mind fills in the blanks.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do with monsters.
But I think they're trying to go with something like it's that the infant one is this one is the mother of the infant one, but they are in 2 different dimensions. Or
and that's why they're pissed.
Yeah, exactly. The infant doesn't know, and the mother's looking for her child, and that's why she's. But little did she know she's in the wrong dimension.
But then
you know what? What would have been so cool? If they had explained that.
Yeah.
That would have been so cool. But they don't, because fuck you, audience.
What was you gonna say, Gabba?
But didn't the infant in the first one have babies? So you mean that the big
they did drop
monster
off these small. I don't know.
No. It didn't have babies. They talked about that, if I remember right.
It's parasites.
Yeah, exactly. It's parasites. That's like it's like fleas on it.
Sure.
It's like fleas on the big monster that drops off.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Speaking of the ending,
yes.
I have a couple of notes. The subplot with the boyfriend and kid. Totally,
who cares?
It was so unnecessary.
Totally pointless.
They could have cut that out. After she goes to space, he was not necessary for the movie anymore.
No.
The only reason they had that was so he could make that phone call. Tell him to turn around.
And that's where I wrote, wait for that twist. And then the twist was the Cloverfield monster. Didn't see that one coming.
Got to mention though, that is almost the exact ending of Halloween 3, where they were trying to do an anthology, because he keeps screaming, "Cut the feed, cut the feed."
Oh yeah, right.
That's a good ending. This was a bad version of that ending.
Yeah.
Damn. I want to see Halloween 3
And I mean, there were so many things that they could have, if they just put their brains to it. They could just, for example, the falling thing in the first one. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. In the very end of the first one, when you see the Coney Island footage, you can just see something fall into the ocean before they.
I could totally.
When they were speaking about the space station in the other dimension falling into the sea, I was like, right.
Wait, that makes sense.
But it does not make sense.
Because it's 30 years later.
Well, yeah, but
and it's an energy crisis. They tell us that the world is at war. I don't think a couple will go on a Coney Island trip if the world is at war and Russia is threatening to go with ground soldiers.
And I don't think Neon are popular in 40 years.
But I gotta say, just thinking about it now, think about it that let's say that this paradox thing made things happen both in 2008 and 2016. Just think about that. That happens in our dimension, and since the ships switch place, they go back to our dimension.
They talk about
that's what
multiverses and shit. I remember.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. They had so many opportunities with these hints that they put in the earlier movies that they can just tie it in, because we have this thing, the thing is falling, we haven't explained that, and then they can put it together.
They had lots of plot explanations at hand that they could have used, but
they were like, nope, we're not going to use that one.
Yeah. We're just going to make shit up that doesn't make sense.
No.
It would make so much more sense if the worms were affected by the shepherd shit.
Yeah.
And that made the monster that they mutated into a big fucking monster. That would make sense.
Yeah, and when they come back to Earth, it's 2008 because they've moved through space and time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would have been even more Star Trek-y, but I would have accepted that more than this.
But it had so much potential, but they didn't realize any of it.
Yeah.
I'm getting so many. No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it could have been so good, but it was so bad.
Yeah, it had a lot of potential. But I'm just gonna say I'm getting so many ideas now for the podcast.
Or the script doctors.
For the script doctors coming.
This sounds like a job for the script doctors.
Oh, we have to make an intro like that.
You should have a jingle that you can play in this podcast when we start talking about these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but we kind of winged the first episode. Well, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna do that. That was a great idea. So keep a lookout for Script Doctors episode 2 coming early March. But back to Cloverfield.
So, do we have anything else that we need to bring up on Cloverfield 3, the paradox?
I don't know. Yeah,
Martin,
what was the point?
Consult your notes.
Yeah. Just give me a sec.
To the notes, Robin.
I wrote, are we supposed to feel anything for the main character? And
oh yeah,
we're supposed to.
We're supposed to, but I did not.
No,
me neither.
No, her whole backstory with the kids and all that, like Tattle said, it was very clumsily written. So
Yeah.
I wasn't able to feel anything.
I mean,
and the other characters were so poorly developed.
Yeah,
it was
I felt
whatever.
I felt more. I had more empathy for Schmidt. I mean, Schmidt was like falsely accused all the time, and like everything was his fault. Like,
I wrote Russia versus Germany. How original. but that's nitpicking, basically. So,
but this explains the fourth movie.
Yeah.
If the Nazis try to,
I think
it will go back in time.
I think we're putting too much faith in this new movie.
Yeah.
well, not Nazi monsters, dude. Nazi monsters. It's just perfect.
No, but like Christopher said, I mean, there was a good movie somewhere in there.
Yes.
Yeah, at the pre-production stage.
I really want to look into the God Particle, the original script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's floating around on internet.
Yeah, I think because I think that's probably a good movie, script-wise.
I've read a little bit about it.
It doesn't have a big monster in it.
No, it definitely doesn't. It has nothing to do with monsters. At least what little I've read about it, because then it's basically the same where they start up this thing because there's an energy shortage, or maybe it wasn't even that. I don't know. Well, they start up the whole particle process or whatever, and they do seem to switch dimensions because they end up next to Earth where there is a war. No, the Earth. Fuck, how was it? They switch Earths, and the new Earth they come to, there is a war going on between Germany and Russia, and they kind of become like neutral ground because it takes place in the future. So both Russia and Germany wants to board the station, and there is like a moral dilemma who they should side with. So it was much more of a.
It sounds like an interesting idea for a Star Trek episode.
Stop it with your Star Trek.
Yeah.
But
everything sci-fi is like a good Star Trek episode.
No, but this idea, it's so Star Trek. The idea is very Star Trek.
It's.
You know what? Shut up, Mike. Okay. Did you get it?
You do not liken me to that
Shut
man.
up, Mike. Anyway, yes. So the first version of the movie, the God Particle. I might have butchered it a little bit, but there was something along those lines, and it seemed to have been a more intellectual movie, if you will.
You mean
like a Star Trek episode?
What? Shut up!
Well, I'm just thinking, Martin sitting in the cinema watching The Last Jedi. This would be a good Star Trek episode.
No, that would be a terrible.
No, it would not be.
But I have to say though.
I haven't seen The Last Jedi, so please don't.
Oh,
well, I haven't seen it either.
Okay. Hey.
Everyone dies in the ending, and Han Solo is back, and
even if you say those things, now I know they're not in the movie, so you kind of ruined that part.
But I gotta say though, Martin, about your everything would be a good Star Trek episode. In this,
I'm not saying that everything would be. I'm just saying that this idea would.
I was hyperbolic. Listen, in this current version of Star Trek, none of this would be a good version. Star Trek episode. No. So I just wanted to clarify that.
I need to start a Star Trek podcast on this show.
Sure. Do it. I welcome it. I won't be in it, but go ahead. Go ahead.
We'll see.
I know
we'll
nothing
see.
about
No, me neither.
and I don't care.
I mean, have we said everything now?
I
like
think
this.
so. We're just meandering here. There's nothing more to say.
See the movie. I think that everyone should see it if they've seen the two other ones. And yes, but
yeah, if you're interested in like the Cloverfield saga, if you will, see this so you know how bad script writing can ruin a movie and the franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they should just see it, because if you feel confused or anything, why not get more confused by watching this movie?
Okay. I would say if you're like morbidly curious, watch it. But if you're a fan
of friends, that's probably the best recommendation. With a couple of friends, drink.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But I was thinking about that, and it's not a good like riff movie.
Oh, it could be.
Do you think it's too?
They have if you could do a drinking movie, just think about all the foreshadowing in the movies.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of foreshadowing.
You could do a drinking game with every time you're confused, you have to drink.
Yeah, and just hook up an IV.
Yeah.
But no, I would definitely, maybe this won't be like a classic so bad it's good movie, but you could definitely like watch it right now as let's have some fun, look at this stupid movie. Yeah, with a bunch of friends and some alcohol. Definitely. But if you're like
speaking of which,
well, we won't talk about that.
Okay.
That's in early prepping stages. Don't. Not yet.
Sorry. I said nothing.
Yes, you did. No, you didn't.
Yeah, but I'm saying now that I didn't. Yeah.
Okay. We get it. But I would say, like, if you're just like mildly interested, you don't really care about Cloverfield, skip this one, because there's no real entertainment value in it. As just a Netflix and chill. There's no like no that kind of quality in it. Just skip it then. I would say.
I think this would be an awesome Netflix and chill movie, because you
would get confused and
no, but the thing with Netflix and chill is that you just put on a movie and don't watch it because you're
it's in the background.
Occupied, so to speak.
Yes, I know, but think about it. Let's say you entertain the idea for the first 10 minutes, like, no, we're just gonna watch a movie. Like 10 minutes in, you're gonna be sitting like this, like, what the fuck is going on? You just completely forget about the chill part. You're like, what? Why?
Wait, no. You have the exposition interview. We're resolve all problems, all confusion.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead. Chill then. Chill.
It's cool.
It's cool. Oh well. Oh, okay. Well, we talked about it. I think we didn't make any real sense, but the movie doesn't either. So, but we got some differing opinions, and we actually had some people in the chat. That was fun. Thank you, chat, for showing up. That was fun.
Thanks.
I think we've said all there is to say about the Netflix, about the Cloverfield problem, if you will. And yes, me and Martin are going to do like a follow-up in the Script Doctors later in March, early March. We're not sure exactly when. But next week, I don't know. It's not the Oscars yet. That's the week after, right?
Is it the end of February or?
No, it's this weekend, isn't it?
No. It's like at the beginning of March, I think.
Oh, okay.
Probably
okay. So anyone who wants to join us, then we might do a live stream. We got to see with timetables and how we do with work and everything. But that's not it for then. Next week, I don't know yet. So
All Walks of Film said February the 20th is doomsday for us all.
Yeah. I could just quickly end with that. This is probably, unless tomorrow counts as well, this is probably the last video or live stream on this channel that will be made as a professional YouTube channel, because I'm losing my YouTube partnership tomorrow, I suppose. So yeah, we'll still be making videos. There's going to be a new live stream next week. I'm still going to be doing all the reviews, but I might not be able to have thumbnails. I wasn't monetizing my videos for the last weeks anyway, so that doesn't matter. I'm kind of bummed out about the thumbnails, but that's about it. But to everyone listening, if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Tell your friends about it. I know all walks of film have done that. And yes, small YouTubers for the win, definitely. You should check out All Walks of Film. It's a great little channel. He does a lot of live streams and longer podcasts about movies.
Subscribed.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So yeah, the next time you see us, we won't have a fancy thumbnail. But other than that, we're going to be the same old channel. So until next time, have a good one, I suppose. Bye.
Bye.
And